Morning everybody and welcome back to another video. It's a very brisk 1st of March and happy NVA Day, by the way, for those of you who are fans of East German reenactment or anything else, because it is the 1st of March. The polar thing has decided to hit Bristol finally. It's currently snowing outside, and if you can't tell by my voice, I am bloody freezing. It's -4 degrees. The heating is most certainly on, but today we are taking a look at the SU-122-54. This is only going to be a quick match, just a first impressions kind of game. I was told this thing is kind of not used very much anymore, and I don't see it much, to be quite honest, in matches. But anyway, 122mm D49 cannon, which can fire heat, although I haven't unlocked it yet. A 14.5mm KPVT machine gun, two of them, one on the cupola and one in the coaxial. Turret rotation speed is 4.2 seconds, but the gun arc is awful. Vertical guidance, -4 degrees of gun depression, which is only 1 degree better than the T-34-100, which is renowned for its terrible gun depression. And on my current crew level, a 14.7 second reload rate. 100mm of hull armor and turret armor, which is basically the same thing. Decent penetration at 196 for its tier, although you will get better shells along with the heat round. 36-ton tank, 460 horsepower engine at 2000 RPM, max speed of 50 kilometers an hour. This is a fairly mobile little tank destroyer. So let's, well, like I said, it's alright. Well, at least most of the time. Anyway, let's just jump into the game, shall we? So this match is on abandoned factory. There's a T-54 in front of me spazzing out, which is an excellent start to the game. As I said, this vehicle has not really been played much, not to my knowledge, and I've been trying to get it for a substantial amount of time, ever since it was released. It's been around for about 2 years now. And I don't know why, but there's just something about this tank that I really like the look of. The way it looks for a tank destroyer, I think, is kind of nice. As much as a tank can be quote-unquote beautiful or pretty or whatever, this is, in my opinion, one of them. There's an AMX-30 right in front of me, who is currently spraying at the T-54 with his 20mm, but nothing that a 122mm armor-piercing shell can't deal with. You'll notice that this tank does have the rangefinder on the top of the cupola on the right-hand side of the hull. Well, right-hand side of the roof, similar to what the AMX-50 Foch has. Unlike the Foch, however, this thing gets into matches. That was a download finishing, I'm terribly sorry. Unlike most of the matches, this is one of the vehicles that gets into a BR where some vehicles will be firing APHE at you. If you get in a down tier, especially. Now, this was not a down tiered match. This was my own tier, roughly. The T-54 in front of me is 7.7. I'm in a 7.3 lineup. Now, the Foch gets away with having that huge rangefinder because most of the things that are shooting at it are firing Sabo or Heat FS. Sabo will overpen and just go straight out the other side of the rangefinder. Heat will also do pretty much the same thing. However, if somebody is firing APHE at you, the shell has a possibility to explode once it penetrates, and the shrapnel to ricochet down into the crew compartment, taking out individual crew members. For that exact reason, this vehicle can be kind of weak, depending on what sort of battle rating you get it into. For the most part, I've been getting either my own tier or down tiers, because 7.7 is pretty much a bit of a black hole at the moment. 8.0 is getting dragged up into 9.0 matches, and as a result, anything 7.7 and under is pretty much getting down tiered, as far as I can tell at least, or getting its own tier. Centurion, I believe that's a Mark 10. I would imagine so anyway, given this battle rating. He hasn't spotted me. See what I mean about the gun arc? It's terrible. Get the shot out. That wasn't particularly well aimed. I could have done substantially better than that, but I was aiming for the rear of his turret, and I hit the very upper part of his his engine compartment at the rear of the tank. If I had aimed slightly higher or slightly lower, there's a good chance it would have ricocheted off the bottom of his turret, the bottom of the rear of his turret. Terrible English, I apologise. Or, alternatively, it could have hit the engine compartment, set the engine on fire, but then the shell could have just been stopped by the engine block itself. So, all in all, I'm kind of happy with that. There is an enemy SPAA behind me that was shooting at me, but somebody else took him out. I think that was a AMX-30 DCA. Another vehicle in front of me. I can't see him. Blind fire. Yeah. AMX-30s are kind of cannon fodder for this thing. With their terrible heat rounds. So we are going to have a see what we can look at B. Go over to B to see what we can see. There is an AMX-50, I believe that is, in front of me, but he's been taken out, so he's no longer a threat. I tend to sit here. If I spawn on the side I spawned in this match, I sometimes come here and sit and wait for vehicles to drive around the southern area of C or to Cap B. And for the most part it works, although I didn't do that in this game. I was trying to go for the caps and get as much credits and experience as possible. I have, at the time this match was recorded, this vehicle was dead stock. No fire prevention equipment, no tracks, no repair kit, nothing. It's completely stock. Since playing this game though, I have managed to get it, at least get the repair kit, and I am working on the horizontal drive at the moment. Tracks I tend to leave till last for the first tier of stuff, just so that, you know, they're not that important. You can repair your tracks anyway, so, and all it does is strengthen your tracks. But it stands to reason, if you get your tracks blown off in this thing, you're probably already dead, really. Because, like I said, the vertical gun arc is absolutely awful. Horizontal gun arc, I should say, is absolutely awful. First impressions though, I do kind of like this vehicle. I will be doing a review of it. I know I've been saying that with a lot of the French vehicles as well. I've yet to review. By the way, speaking of French vehicles, if there's any vehicles you want to see me drive, I have most of them with the exception of the AMX-30 B2, the 50 Serbas, is it? The one with the 120mm, and the AMX-13 Hot. Other than those three, I have all of the French ground vehicles. So if there's any of those you'd like to see me play out for the subscribers' choice videos, comment down in the description, comment down below, or in the Reddit comments, or wherever else this video may end up. I have already done a subscribers' choice video, my first one, the Conqueror, which again you'll find that was my last video, so that'll be pretty easy to find if you want to see that. Conqueror surprised me. I'd been told that thing was bad in exactly the same way I've been told this thing was not brilliant either. Scooter told me that this thing was not very brilliant, and when I told him that I'd gotten so many kills, this is this match so I'm not going to ruin it, so many kills and a cap without dying, spoilers, in a match, he was kind of gobsmacked. He's never done particularly well in his TDs apparently. I don't normally do well in the TDs. The AMX-54 was the first TD I've ever done well in, and that thing has got a hell of a lot more effective armor than this thing has. So, the Tortoise was my last kill. That's 4 kills, I believe, and a cap. No deaths. The enemy team pretty much just stopped spawning at this point and drew the match out, so we'll leave the video there. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents. I hope you enjoy your 1st of March and this lovely snowy day in the UK. Like, share and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next War Thunder video.